When abortion was on the ballot starting in 2022, when Roe v. Wade was overturned, you saw Democrats and women come out in droves. A red wave that was supposed to happen failed to materialize. Instead, it was a red trickle. Abortion is on the ballot in some of these battleground states. Where do voters land on that issue?
Well, voters are really overwhelmingly in favor of abortion in these states, Arizona, Nevada, 57% and 56% support the constitutional amendments, respectively. And in both states, only about a third are in opposition. So, I don't know what the ground game campaign has been in these states on these ballot measures, but there's clearly not an organized opposition. At least it's not coming through in this ballot testing. Uh, Folks seem to, by almost a 2-to-1 margin, favor these constitutional measures. We don't necessarily see that translating to Democratic success, though, in the presidential ballot. We didn't necessarily expect that. We really would expect that, those margins would be closer, at least showing some sort of clear lead in the presidential ballot. But that's just not the case. Um, you know, President Trump has not made this campaign about abortion on his side. He's had statements to various effects about abortion to the point that I'm not sure that voters understand what his position is. And so, I think it's frankly worked. They're not necessarily attaching him to abortion as much as the Harris campaign has tried to attach him to the Roe v. Wade decision, Dobbs decision. But we're just not seeing that translate to the presidential race, despite the fact that folks do plan to support abortion on the ballot.
Nationally, we have seen a stark gender divide in this race where more men are leaning Trump, more women are going to Harris. When it comes to these seven battleground states, are you seeing the same trend?
Absolutely. We're seeing the same trend with very little variation. I think the highest is in Pennsylvania, where Trump is supported by men by about a 17-point margin, whereas Harris is supported by women by about a 13-point margin. I do expect that this is going to play a role in the final vote count. I think that early vote count in some of these states is going to be important. We've seen that women have turned out similar to 2020 numbers, but it's an overwhelmingly female electorate in the early vote in these states where they really have it. So yeah, I do expect that women will turn out. They will constitute a majority of the voters in most, if not all, of these states, but it's not necessarily going to be enough. They're not necessarily supporting Harris to the same extent that men are supporting Trump.